Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see a short summary of Rabindranath Tagore's The King and the Queen. I have already made a detailed summary on the same subject, and that video's link I will give in the description box. Please go to that if you want a detailed summary of this play, and in that video you can also read the original play, the script of the original play. Now come, let's go to the short summary. The main characters of this play are King Vikram and Queen Sumitra, and we have Devadatta, who is the king's Brahmin friend and a minister who helps King Vikram, and Queen's cousins are Jason, Sheila and Ajit, who actually turn as rebels and later on they are controlled by King Vikram. And then we have a priest and King Kumarsan, who is the Kashmir's king and Queen Sumitra's brother, and we have Chandrasen and Revati, who are Kumarsan's uncle and aunt, and Shankar, who is Kumarsan's loyal servant, and we have Amaru, who is the chief of Tiruchur Hills, and Ila, who is the daughter of Amaru and Kumarsan's lover. Now the story begins like this. This is a two-act play, and in the first act we find the scenes happening in the palace garden. And the king and the queen, they are talking with each other, and from their speech we understand that king is very much in love with his queen, but the queen feels that his love towards her is not allowing to perform his duties as a king, and so she says that the king and the queen are like the father and mother of the citizens and they have to take care of the people. Whereas the king says no, he wants to spend all his time only in his love with the queen, and he wants her also to show the same love towards him, and she says, I also love you, but I feel our duty towards the citizen is more important than our love. At that time, Devadatta, king's friend, he comes there, and he gets a chance to speak with the queen separately, and when they are talking, he says that the queen's cousins, they have come here in the name of the queen, and they were given positions, but they have misused their power and they have robbed the people, and because of them the people are suffering, and they are only Jaisin, Ajit and Sheila, and they have robbed the people, and all the people are suffering in poverty. They don't have anything, and they are crying now, and they literally undergoing misery. Hearing this, Sumitra thinks that the king has to take steps and chase them away. That time the king comes back and joins them, and he says that he cannot chase them away because they will not go and they will have to fight them. And Sumitra says, if you have to fight means fight with them and chase them out, because they are torturing the people here and because of them the people are suffering, so you have to go and fight them. But the king is not prepared to fight with them, and then later on the minister comes there, and Sumitra gets a chance to speak with the minister, and the minister says that he has already asked those people, that is Jason, Sheila and Ajit, all to come and meet the king, and he has sent them the orders in the name of the king, but they have not respected it and they have not responded to it, and they are not even bothered that the king is calling them. And hearing this, Sumitra is really upset, and she decides that she has to do something. So she tells to Devadatta that if the king will not fight with these people, she will go to her brother Kumarsan, who is in Kashmir, and she will get the help from him, and she will come here and she will send these people out. And this she says because these people are from Kashmir, the way they are behaving here is a disgrace to Kashmir, so definitely Kumarsan has to help her. And she says that she has decided to leave the king, and she knows that the king will not allow her, so she wants to go secretly out of the place. And Devadatta feels that she wants to help the people, but at the same time he feels that the people will talk bad about her if she leaves secretly. But the queen does not listen to anyone, and in order to help the people, she leaves the place on a horse secretly, and the temple priest sees her going, and he informs the minister, and the minister comes and informs Vikram that the queen has left secretly, and King Vikram is shocked because he cannot accept the fact that the queen has left him, because he loves her so much, and this he takes it personally, and he says, I will definitely take revenge on her for leaving me and going, because she did not understand my love. But first he what he does is he goes and he fights with the rebels, and he brings them under his control, and now along with these rebels he comes to Kashmir, and now the act 1 ends here. And in act 2 we find that King Vikram has come here, and he has defeated Kumarsan, and he has destroyed his soldiers, and now Kumarsan and Queen Sumitra, they are hiding in a forest among the villages, and the people are helping them to hide from the king, and the king is not willing to stop the battle even after getting the victory. but he wants to arrest Kumarsan and punish him because he feels that his wife has, that is Queen Sumitra, has betrayed him. She did not understand his love, and listening to his sister, Kumarsan was prepared to come with army to his place to control the rebels. And here what happens is, since Kumarsan is defeated by King Vikram, Kumarasan's uncle Chandrasen, he wants to become the king of Kashmir and he wants to take the throne in his hands. And so Chandrasen and Revati, that is Kumarasan's aunt and uncle, they come and meet Vikram, and Revati wants King Vikram to punish Kumarsan. But from their speech we understand that King Vikram does not want to punish Kumarsan. He only wants them to know that what they have done is wrong, and his queen leaving him is really something which cannot be accepted. In fact, he wants to give back the throne to Kumarsan, but Chandrasen, who is Kumarasan's uncle, and Shankar, who is Kumarasan's servant, they reveal the character of Kumarsan. They say that Kumarsan is a person who will not accept his own throne as a gift from King Vikram. And another thing is, they also tell him, that is Shankar, who is Kumarsan's servant, he tells that King Vikram can never capture his king, because Kumarsan will even die rather than surrender or beg for his life. But at the same time, we find that the queen comes 3 times to meet King Vikram, but King Vikram does not give her permission to come and meet him. And so she returns without meeting him, disappointed. And King thinks that this is the way he is going to take revenge on her for leaving him like that and coming and not understanding his love for her. At that time we find Amaru, who is the chief of Tiruchur, he comes there, and he wishes the king, and he says that he has a daughter Ella, who is a young and beautiful girl, and he wants her to accept his daughter as King Vikram's spouse, that is make her as the queen. And then he brings Ella. Ella is a very beautiful woman, but King Vikram finds out that she is shivering in front of him, and when he asks her, she says that she is in love with another person and she is waiting for him, and he has promised that he will come and meet her, and she is not willing to be the queen of King Vikram. And King Vikram is surprised that a woman can love a man to that extent, because he is a very great king, but Ella is not willing to marry him for the sake of her love. And when she comes, and he asks her who is her lover, and she says Kumarsan is my lover and he will definitely come and he will marry me, and when he comes I want to be here, and in spite of that, if you try to take me, you will only have to take my dead body. And that time Vikram is surprised, and he says that now Kumarsan has lost his kingdom and he is worse than a beggar in this place. Do you still love him? And Ella says, yes, I will go in search of him wherever he is and I want to marry him. And King Vikram says, okay, you are my friend and I promise you that I will get you married to Kumarsan. And he decides to stop the war, and he calls his generals and tells them, go and find where is Kumarsan and tell him that we are friends now. And he even plans to make him the king again in Kashmir. But Chandrasen, who is now been appointed as the king by King Vikram, says, no, you have already made me the king and I will decide what punishment I have to give for Kumarsan. But king is not accepting. He says, no, I have not come here to rob the land or to punish Kumarsan. And as they are talking, they come to know that a carriage is coming towards the tent in which they are staying, and they are informed that Kumarasan is inside the closed carriage. And King Vikram even wonders why he is coming in a closed carriage, but Chandrasen tells him maybe he is feeling ashamed to see his people coming here and surrendering and begging for his life. That is why he is coming in a closed carriage. But once the carriage comes near, they find that Queen Sumitra, she comes with a tray in her hand, and the tray is covered, and Sumitra comes to the king, and the king is so happy to see his queen. But Sumitra says that Kumarsan understood that he is being surrounded and he did not want to be captured, so he has killed himself and cut his head, and he has offered his head to the king, and she shows a tray which has only the head of Kumarsan. And saying this, Queen Sumitra says, even I am not your queen hereafter, and she also falls and she dies. And seeing this, Shankar, who is Kumarsan's servant, says that this is what I expected of my king. My king will never surrender or you cannot capture him. And he says, I am also going to follow my king and I am going to serve him in the place where he goes, and he also kills himself. And here what has happened is, king has ordered Ella to go and dress like a bride and come, so that when Kumarsan comes, he will get her married to him. So Ella gets dressed like a bride and she comes and asks the king, where is my lover? I have come, I heard the bridal music and the play ends here. It's a very beautiful play. Please go to the other video and read the original play. You will enjoy it. And if you have anything more to add on to this, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.